I've been thinking about connections between, making connections between people, all the people in this room, in all kinds of different ways, through different groups, formally and informally, but also being connected.
The Top Manager programme is the programme that's been running the longest at the King's Fund. It's been running for over 30 years and we're incredibly proud of the contribution that it's made. It uses a particular approach to enable people to lead more effectively.
There's a real richness in those connections, and they're connections that without this course I couldn't have made. The way that this learning partnership has worked and worked between the courses as well as in the courses is it's provided a real kind of tangible support and a real different point of view and a real different perspective.
They joined from all different sectors from health and social care systems. So we have people from the NHS, people from the private sector, people from the third sector, people from commissioning groups, we have people from provider organisations, from mental health, from acute, from community. So the participants represent the system. And what they will then recreate is the system in the room. And that allows us to observe and see what are the dynamics that work in the system? Where is power held? Which voices are heard more readily? Which aren't? So people have the opportunity to understand how they operate, how the dynamics of systems operate.
I think what's really enabled me to do, and to do in real big detail, is to hold a mirror up and to look at myself, look at warts and all. But not only is a mirror up, because there's so many healthcare professionals here, I've also looked inside as well. So I've seemed to have been able to take an X-ray of myself as well during the programme here. So I think being able...
People that come on TMP participate in two types of group, the large study group and the small study group. These study groups provide the opportunity to observe the behaviours that go on in groups and systems. So by focusing on what is going on in the groups at the particular time that they're happening. So am I speaking? If I'm speaking, why am I speaking? If I'm not speaking, what's stopping me from speaking? Why is it that I always find myself agreeing with this particular person and not that particular person? This learning can be translated back into the workplace, where we work and live in groups and systems all of the time. However, we rarely have the opportunity to actually study what's going on because we've usually got a task and an agenda.
What this course has enabled me to do is to understand in more depth what that impact actually means for those other individuals, to make me feel more comfortable with that impact and therefore to own it.
People are usually fairly senior. A lot of people who come to the programme come at a particular point in time when they want to review their career and think, where next? Do they want to take that step up to the board? There may already be a director. People who want to make a difference, people who want to think about the culture within their system, people who want some time and space to connect with us and think about how do I take up my role as a leader in a system effectively to make things better for the people who are served by and who work in that system.
Given the turbulence within the health economy, it's really difficult not to want to micromanage everything. And so actually I'm taking a step back, and while supporting the teams, I feel confident that some teams are able to just get on and do what they need to do, knowing that I'm there in the background.
They really do go on a journey together. It sounds a bit cliched, but it's incredibly stretching, it's incredibly challenging. They get to know each other in really profound ways, and those connections don't end when the programme ends. There's been the Francis report, there's been mid-staffs, there's been the Berwick and the Keogh report, and there is a call for a changing culture. There's increasing technology, changing demographics, we're living longer, people have got different expectations, and I think that TMP provides people with the time and the space and the connections to allow people to connect with their own resourcefulness and creativity, to think about how we might do things differently.